So, you look like this and you want to look like that. Let me show you how to go from sad to Chad in just 2 to 3 years. My name is Limberjack Fitness, and welcome to the Basic Workout Guide. So you might be asking yourself, well, who are you, and why should I care? Well, my name is Jacob Marlon Lindberg. I'm 25 years old, and I've been working out for the last 8 years. I'm a senior in college going for my bachelor's degree in physical education, K through 12, and I have helped myself to lose over 200 pounds, as well as helping countless friends and family members to lose weight as well. And if you still don't believe me, here's what I looked like in 2018, and here's what I look like now. As you can see, I still have some work to do, but I hope that you join me together on this journey so I can put my money where my mouth is and show you that this is how you do it. So now you know who I am and you know I'm not lying to you. So where should we begin? The first place we're going to start is finding our focus point. If we don't know what we're doing, there's going to be no point in doing anything before we find our goal. Now, your goal can be many things as long as you stick to it. And here are some examples of major goals that I've heard from people. First one is health and longevity. Maybe you're looking to lose a lot of weight, to lower your blood pressure, to enjoy more life, or be there for your kids. Or maybe you're trying to gain as much muscle as possible. Your goal is hypertrophy. You're looking for muscle gain. Maybe you're looking to looks max or to body build. Well, maybe you're still in school, or maybe you're still an athlete. Well, then maybe athleticism is your goal. Your focus point is maybe sports, running, or gymnastics. And maybe it's more personal than that. Maybe your goal is aesthetics. Your focus is looking and feeling the best in the mirror. Maybe it's working on a cosplay, or whatever personal reason you have. Before you begin this long journey, you're going to want to have a focus point. All right, you've locked in on your focus point. The next step is to find an optimal split for you. Now, what you may be asking, Mr. Lindberg, what is a split? A split is how you organize what exercises you choose to do in your workout plan. Let me show you some examples. So, our major example, the most common one, is called the bro split, where you focus coordinating muscle groups depending on the day. So, for example, chest and triceps, back and biceps, an entire day for legs. And you sprinkle in some rest days here and there. Well, that's a bro split. Well, maybe that's a little bit too complicated for you. So you look at the push-pull legs, or PPL. You're gonna have a day full of push movements, day full of pull movements, and finally an entire day for legs. Maybe you're a freak of nature and you want to try something unique. Well, I know a buddy that does front and back. So on day 1, he does chest, his shoulders, and his quads. And on day 2, he does his back, his rear delts, his hammies, and his calves. And on day 3, he rests. On day 4, he does an arms and abs day, and then he repeats. Now, as you can see, any split will work as long as you're hitting all your major muscle groups and you're not overworking any of them. So, you may be asking, well, Mr. Lindberg, what split is most optimal? Well, studies show that it's less about what splits you choose and about committing to the split, consistency, sticking to it for 3 to 6 months. And finally, here are some tips on how to pick a good split. 1 or 2 rest days. Well, that's whatever you can commit to, as long as they're not back to back. Does my split have to line up with the days of the week? No, as long as you're hitting all your major muscle groups while allowing time for your muscles to rest. And finally, what if I miss a day? Well, just jump back in on whatever the next muscle group is to be worked out, and adjust your schedule as needed. So let's say you skip Monday here, and instead of jumping back in Wednesday on pull, you just jump back in on legs. And adjust your schedule as needed. Oh, that is splits. Well, now you know what you're doing. Well, how should you go about working out? Well, that's where progressive overload comes in. Mr. Lindberg, those were 2 huge words. What is a progressive overload? Well, a progressive overload is very simple. It boils down to 2 major steps. The first step is to find your 1 rep max, and the second step is to chart and track it. So, for the first step, you have 2 options here. The first option is you can find a weight machine and pick 1 rep of a lighter weight, gauge how you feel after doing it, and then move it up a notch until you can't complete the next rep. Or you pick up heavier weights. It's that simple. You just keep doing 1 rep until you can't do it past half. Whether that's dumbbells or plates or cables or machines, as long as you're increasing incrementally until you can't do a full rep. All right, now you've found your 1 rep max. So you're gonna chart that and track it. Now we're gonna work with percents here, so bear with me. So let's say that you're doing bench press and your 1 rep max maybe is 115 pounds. So instead of doing 115 pounds and doing it maybe 3 times, or maybe even only being able to do it once because it's your 1 rep max, instead you're gonna do 85 to 90% of that weight. So let's make it simpler. Let's say you can do 100 pounds with dumbbells. Instead of doing 100 pounds, you're going to start on either 80 or 90 pound dumbbells instead. Now, that's crazy talk, but instead of jumping up there and hurting yourself, start small. It's okay. That's why we're progressively overloading. That's the name. So what does that look like? Well, week 1, let's say you're doing 95 pounds and you're able to do it 8 times. That's 90% of your 1 rep max. And that's when you fail. Well, fantastic. That's your limit. So then week 2, you're going to try pushing those reps up until you hit 10. So let's say you make it 95 pounds, 10 reps on week 2. Fantastic. So that means the next week you can bump up the weight. So bumping it up about 5 pounds on each side would bring you up to 105 pounds. Well, now you can only hit 6. Fantastic. The next week after, you're going to do it again. And as long as you're marking it down, you're tracking, you'll be able to adjust and see, oh, last week I did this amount and I was able to hit 10. So now I'm going to do a little bit more. And once you hit that 10, that's when you can add more weight. But until you hit that full volume amount, you don't want to increase your weight. Doing so naturally will, I promise, that will grow your strength inherently. It's in the numbers, okay? So as long as you find your 1 rep max, you shoot a little bit lower than that, you chart and track until you can rep it 10 times, then you move up. And if you keep following that pattern, push yourself, find your failing limit, push yourself harder the next week, continue to up your numbers. You're going to increase your strength, you're going to lose weight, and you're going to gain muscle. Just like that. So you picked your focus, you found your split, and finally you know how to work out. Congratulations, you have all the steps you need to begin working out, losing weight, gaining muscle, and taking your life back. Now finally, I want to leave you with some tips that I wish I knew when I started working out. And they're very simple, but I promise you, if you just lean into them, they'll pay off in dividends. The first tip is seriously, just walk in the doors of the gym. Just do it. Just start working out. A little bit a day. That's all you need. 30 minutes max to start off with. It's more optimal to do an hour workout every day. But seriously, just move. Just lift weights. Tip number 2 is replace one food or drink choice a week with something slightly healthier. And that sounds like it's not enough, but let's say week 1 you replace all your soda with diet sodas, or maybe even just one soda with a diet soda. And week 2, maybe you go from white bread to 50% white, 50% wheat. Well, after a month, you've made 4 healthier choices. And if you continue doing it, after 3 months, you'll have made 12 healthier choices. And as long as you stick to all the choices you've made and you don't cave and go back, you'll continue to, again, naturally lose weight by making healthier choices. Tip number 3 is pick a split and stick with it. Don't keep trying to find out new workouts. Just stick to one set of workouts per muscle group. Do that for 3 to 6 months. If you're seriously hating it after month 3, you're not seeing any progress whatsoever, in making sure you're sticking to that progressive overload, then try to switch it up a little bit. But seriously, pick a split and stick with it, and just do it. And my final tip is to find an enjoyable form of cardio. As much as it's awful to run and to move and to be active and healthy, especially being an overweight, trust me, cardio is not what you want to hear. But it is the bread and butter. This is where all the magic is done. So find something that you like doing that includes a lot of movement and really lean into it. For a while, I had to just swim because that was the only thing I could do for cardio. And I would swim for maybe 10 minutes and I'd be wiped, but that's more than enough. Now, I've actually found that I enjoy running every now and then, which, if you would have asked me 8 years ago, I would have laughed right in your face. So again, find an enjoyable form of cardio and stick to it. If you follow these tips, at least somewhat, and you follow the steps I've given you, you'll be able to start working out to your speed, to your focus, to your goals. And now that you have the building blocks, you can change it and make it your own. Again, my name has been Lumberjack Fitness, and I hope that you guys enjoy this basic workout video. See you next time.